Before I get into this video, I have a suggestion. Why don't the basketball community, the 2K community who watch this video, why don't we tune into the Mind the Game podcast featuring LeBron James and JJ Redick? If you like pure basketball and want to understand terminologies of basketball and learn the IQ of basketball, that's the podcast for you. None of that other shenanigans that come with the other basketball podcast and stories. No, this is strictly basketball analysis from one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest ever basketball player, and another very smart player who potentially has a coaching future in the NBA ahead of him. But those watching that podcast and listening to those two and learning concepts of NBA plays could possibly help this community progress in the direction of where the game was intended to go. From 5-out teams to 4-out 1-in teams to garbage teams. You can literally run an offense and learn what a set is and an offense is strictly off of watching their videos. So please check them out. See if it helps. Now, to move on to the context or the topic of the video, just because the shoe fits doesn't mean you have to wear it. What do you mean, Chris, by that? If somebody is just speaking about their experiences, their thought process, their philosophy behind something that they're talking about, and it just so happens that you fit the description of what said person is talking about, that does not mean that that person is talking about you directly. Why is that so hard to understand? Why is it that when I post these videos, you get the best of both worlds? You get the people who understand the context in which I was speaking, the direction in which I was going, the reasonings behind the statements that I make. And then you have the other side, which they start to feel personally attacked. Like I played them and called their name out and their gamer tag out and showcased to the world how they play while I said the things that I said. If you fit the description of what I'm talking about, you're part of the problem and not the solution. And that's okay. Accept it. But what I don't understand is that people nowadays are so addicted to attention and conflict that these individuals will watch a full rant about something that they don't like or something that's triggering them. And after they watch the full video, they leave a comment stating, "This ain't me," or "You complaining about the wrong thing," and "You complaining about something like a casual does, and you not even that good, and you a casual player, and you trash, and you this and you that." And I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness. Heaven forbid somebody said something that you didn't like, and because you didn't like it, you got the voice to that person that you don't like it, like that person is going to change what they say or think because you didn't like it. I mean, it's crazy to me. When I am on YouTube, and I can't relate to other platforms because I don't have other platforms, but when I'm on YouTube and I get into that shorts algorithm, you know how the shorts, they catch you with the shorts. They'll bring up a short that got the right type of something that catches your eye, and you click it. Now you're in the algorithm. You're gonna start scrolling. When I see a short that the content that creator is making I don't like, for example, like the people who stage content, you know, the ones who like couples who try to act like the other couple doesn't know what's going on, and then they play like, "Oh my God, you surprised me." You know what I do? I hit those 3 dots at the top and I hit not interested or don't recommend this channel. And guess what the YouTube does? Thanks for your feedback. We won't recommend this channel. We won't recommend this channel, or thanks for your feedback. We won't show you videos like this. And guess what? I don't see any more videos like that. So for you to sit in through a video through its entirety, realize that you did not like this statement. You did not like the things that was being done in here. Instead of just disliking the video, hit the dislike button and hit the not interested or don't recommend this channel. You get full watch time and a comment. Don't you realize the best way to stop somebody from doing something is to never acknowledge that they're doing something? Don't you understand that's the trick? Do you know why Donald Trump is such a polarizing human being? Because Donald Trump has figured it out that if he comes out here and says some crazy stuff, there's gonna be a crowd of people that bring his name up and react to him. When they react to him, he loves it because he loves the attention. He loves that you hate him. He loves that you voice your frustration to him. And guess what? He's gonna come up with something even more crazy to say the next time. More divisive to say the next time, right? You know the best way to mute Donald Trump, to stop Donald Trump, is to not react to Donald Trump. So do you know what the best thing to do if you're following a content creator who bothers you, who every time he speaks on a commentary, you hate what he says? Stop watching his videos. You hurt his pockets when you do that. Don't you know that content creators on YouTube get paid by the views? The longer you view the video, the more ads run through that video, the more money they make. So the best way to make sure that they don't get off is to not watch their videos. Have you not realized the more people that watch my videos and the more people that hate what I say, I'm just gonna read them comments, figure out the next topic of the conversation, and guess what? I'm going to make another video that you ain't gonna like. You ain't gonna like it. But that's why I said, if the shoe fits, you don't have to put on that shoe. Do you know how many times, or maybe you haven't experienced it, I don't know. You ain't never been like walking from the park or something, and there's just a random shoe on the ground. Clearly somebody lost it or maybe left it there. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna walk past that shoe. You might look at the shoe from a distance and, you know, try to figure out the type of shoe that it is, and then you're gonna keep it pushing, right? You don't go and look at that shoe and look at the tongue and be like, oh, that's my size. Let me see if this fits. You ain't gonna do that, is you? You just gonna keep it pushing. So why is it that we see a video, usually by the title you can tell. See, I don't like to clickbait my titles. I like to tell my titles exactly what it's gonna be about. And if you see that title and you see it and you're like, ooh, I don't think I'm gonna like that. Let me just breeze on by it. Or if you've been back to this channel and you've watched a few of my commentaries and my rants, you'll be like, oh, this guy always talks some BS out his mouth when it comes to this game. I ain't even gonna give him that view. Nah. Instead, yo, he talking that BS. Yo, he talking about me. Let me go ahead and make this comment. Yeah. Now you read that, Chris Jones. You read that, Chris Jones. You read that I think your take that you made is stupid. Oh my God, Chris Jones responded back to me. Oh my goodness, Chris Jones responded back to me and said that I'm stupid idiot. Well, let me respond back to Chris Jones again. Guess who loses that battle? Me, because I gave you the attention and the conflict that you were looking for, that you're craving. But you know my best way of defeating you is to let you leave that comment there and not even respond to it. But see, I had to take that L. I had to understand what that L was like. There are some shoes that I put on that I fit, but they only bothered me because I put on that shoe. Now I'm trying to come here and warn you, if you don't like what this channel speaks about or what this channel has to offer, then why even view the channel? Let's do some self-examination, people. Self-examine ourselves. What is making me watch a YouTuber that I do not like? What makes me continue to watch people that get on my nerves? That every take that they say, I think it's stupid. Why would I continue to watch the said person? Once you get to that root figuring out and you get to the root cause of why you're doing it, when you fix it at the root, you'll fix everything else. You'll find more peace in your life. You'll find more happiness in your life. You will. You will. But guess what? The takes is going to continue to come because I continue to play this game. And the community continues to show themselves to me. And I'm going to comment on it because that's just what I do. It's just what I do. Now, I'm sure you can say, well, why do you comment on things? Why don't you just let things be? And I could. I very well could. And I should. I should just let things be. But there's got to be somebody that has a voice for the voiceless. The reason why the world is operating in the way that it is right now is because people who were once voiceless had somebody that had a voice, that told their side, that shared their stories, shared their experiences, and it related with a lot more people than the mass. Do you really think there's just a plethora of individuals that play this game at a air quote comp, air quote level? Do you think that there are full teams of 5 just openly walking around here trying to make things work? Do you know how hard it is to find 5 comparable 2K players? That's, if you have 5 comparable 2K players, you're in a advantageous situation. You should be grateful that you can find 5 individuals that just roll together like a well-oiled machine. But the majority is, a lot of us have maybe 1 to 2 to 3 other friends that we can consistently play with, which forces us to consistently go to the rec, which forces us to consistently play rec teams of 5. And when I call out the things that I see and experience in the mode that I spend my time in, how can you come to me and tell me that the takes that I make don't make any sense? I don't have to watch comp pro-am to make a take on the things that I see in the rec. If I watched comp pro-am, then my takes may be different. But it doesn't take a genius to understand that these people are playing a certain way based off of the things that they see. A comp pro-am team is influencing a rec team to come play in the rec as if they're a comp pro-am team. And when I call that out, why is that the issue? Why isn't the issue that the fake comp team is in the rec instead of being in pro-am? I'm only in the rec because I don't have 5. The pro-am videos I uploaded to this channel is because I had 5 players. I don't believe in going to the rec with 5 players. I hate going to the rec with 5 players. You get more rep in pro-am. It's more enjoyment in pro-am than coming into the rec. Because 9 times out of 10, we gonna punch on a rec team, end up playing 2 AIs, and having one dude stay in the game the entirety of the game once the whole team quit. And you up 40 by the second quarter. I would love to go to pro-am, but I don't have the luxury of having 5 players on 2K at the same time. And a lot of you don't either. But there's always the minority. There's always a person or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 1K or 2K or 3K, or like my last video that's doing right now is at 17,500 views right now, which means there might be 17,500 people who are in a minority group, and they're going to comment and they're going to say, I do this, or this doesn't apply to me, but I feel some type of way because you said it. Which then goes back to the title of the video, the context of the video. I'm sorry that I cannot exclude everybody from something. I'm sorry I cannot single-handedly name every individual person by person. I'm sorry that I'm speaking in majority terms to a minority group. But please, for the love of yourself, for the love of God, and for the love of this channel, if there's a video that crafts that perfect shoe that fits your foot perfectly, please don't wear the shoe. Don't wear the shoe. Please, just don't. Just understand that I'm just a shoemaker that makes shoes that can fit all sizes. Some people might put on my shoe and like it. Some people might put on my shoe and dislike the shoe. But don't blame the shoe for being trash when you put the shoe on. If you paid for the shoe already and now you determine that the shoe is trash, there's no returns on that shoe now. Your money already gone. Your money is gone. It's in my pocket. So if you don't like the shoe and it's your size, don't put the shoe on. That's how you do the damage. Don't put the shoe on. Just let the shoe sit on the shelf over there. Just let it sit there. Let the shoe sit there and let somebody else grab it who might like it. At least the person that likes that shoe is investing their money in that shoe and they're happy with their investment. Don't be the person that buys a shoe that you know you ain't gonna like because the way it looks on the outside, it's already ugly. But then you put it on thinking that it's gonna feel better and it feels just as ugly as it looked. And now your money gone because there's a no return policy on that shoe. There is a no return. So stop buying the shoe. That's all, y'all.